Who is Biden working for? Admin under fire for illegal, reckless cancellation of Alaska oil leases. Look at every single policy decision that Biden has done. Look at what was going on with his son overseas, his work with the Chinese and the Russians, and it seems like they don't care about Americans' best interests. They are about making money for themselves and screwing the American people. Every single policy decision that they made under his administration has hurt regular Americans. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Did someone compensate the Bidens to undermine the United States? Following the cancellation of the Keystone XL pipeline project, which I've done videos on, depleting the strategic petroleum reserve to critically low levels, something else I've talked about, and some of which was sold to a Chinese energy company linked to Hunter Biden, and pledging to halt oil drilling on U.S. soil while America's geopolitical rivals, two of whom financially supported his family, bolster their own energy self-sufficiency. The Biden administration has repeated this pattern. Last week, the administration officially confirmed the termination of seven contentious oil and gas leases in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, or ANWR, in Alaska, which were originally granted through a 2021 sale. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, during a call with reporters on Wednesday, stated, quote, "On the first day of this administration, President Biden instructed us to review the oil and gas leases issued in the refuge by the previous administration. Our analysis revealed significant flaws in the lease sale process rooted in various legal deficiencies." Uh, in a written statement, Biden remarked that his decision will, quote, "contribute to the preservation of our Arctic lands and wildlife while respecting the culture, history, and wisdom of Alaska natives who have inhabited these lands for generations. As the climate crisis accelerates the warming of the Arctic region at more than twice the global rate, we have a duty to safeguard this cherished area for future generations." The statement continued, emphasizing, quote, "My administration will continue to take decisive measures to addressing the pressing climate crisis and protect our natural resources for the sake of future generations." And we all know this is all cap. We all know this is about control, stopping America from being self-efficient, stopping the production of oil. He's trying to turn America into a third world country. It's what I think was going on. Look at everything that's going on right now under his administration. We have been so they call themselves so-called progressive, but everything that they're doing is regressive. Furthermore, on Wednesday, the administration introduced the regulation aimed at safeguarding 13 million acres in a different part of Alaska. In essence, it appears to be a case of NIMBYism, or potentially something more sinister, intersecting with national security concerns. In response, former Trump administration official and Fox Business host Larry Kudlow strongly criticized Biden, asserting that this latest energy policy is beneficial to Russia, Iran, and Venezuela and represents, quote, "absolute madness." Quote, "Biden is aligning with some of the most undesirable global actors. I've never witnessed anything like this, and it's clearly detrimental to consumers and businesses within our own borders," Kudlow stated, adding that, quote, "this is irrationality, pure irrationality." Who is Biden serving? Inquired an individual in response to Kudlow's segment. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin also condemned the Biden administration's actions, characterizing them as an attempt to undermine American energy security. But I'm no fan of Joe Manchin. I called him out. He the one that helped implement Joe Biden policies by signing on to the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. So, but I really don't like Manchin at all because it's his fault that he one of the main people that helped push some of Biden's terrible policies. But Manchin said, "quote This is yet another instance of this administration yielding to the far left without regard to clear guidance from Congress." Or the security of American energy, Manchin asserted. Let's be clear, this is another effort to use executive action to bypass legislation to achieve what this administration lacks the congressional support to accomplish. Canceling valid leases, withdrawing acreage from future sales, and seeking to reduce production in Alaska while facilitating increased oil production by Iran and Venezuela with fewer environmental regulations is senseless and frankly embarrassing, Manchin concluded. Even though I can't stand Manchin, I do agree with him. But as stated by Jack Gist in the Wall Street Journal, why would the Biden administration take such a step? I'm not the sole person who finds this perplexing. Alaska GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski declared in a press release, quote, "These decisions are unlawful, reckless, defy common sense, and are the latest indicators of an inconsistent energy policy under President Biden." Murkowski, a sometimes Republican who is frequently courted by Democrats for her support, speaking out against the Biden administration carries weight. In the same press release, Dan Sullivan, Alaska's other Republican senator, asserted, quote, "Not only is this a violation of the rule of law, but it is also a grave injustice to the for the Inuit people of the North Slope, particularly the residents of Kakatovikk, the sole village in ANWR." According to Politico, Sullivan told Capitol Hill reporters that Biden officials frequently discuss racial equality, environmental justice, and caring for people of color, but there's a significant exception: the indigenous people of Alaska. Quote, "They consistently disregard their interests." Sullivan is correct, except for one aspect. It's not only the indigenous people of Alaska who are being disadvantaged. Progressives have made a deliberate effort to co-opt the term justice in an effort to distort its meaning. They assert the moral high ground while simultaneously disregarding morality. For progressives, there is no justice and consequently no ethics. Power is the only currency. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.